Hello. Looks like we're finally live. Holy, that took a while. Yeah, it's gonna be a short one today, guys. Hope you're okay with that. What are we working on today? We're literally just gonna be deleting one enum, and I'm just gonna share this quick. Yeah, so we're just going to be deleting one enum. Hope you're in for it. This is just my Discord. Yeah. Right, okay. Yes, this is going to be a shorter one. Right, let's get into it. So the enum I'm after is this guy. This guy is going to take forever to get rid of. It's trying to do a bunch of stuff that we don't. It's doing stuff that Vulkan already does, and basically there's a mapping function that maps between the two in GPU resource. So for me, it's like we don't need this, and also, you know, too many layers of abstraction leads to all sorts of issues. So that's what we're after. We're trying to get rid of, you know, this kind of stuff at the bottom. Like a lot of this is just mapped one-to-one. So we send in a usage here, and then we just like return what this enum would be anyway. It does get a little bit complicated when we get down to, I know, access flags. Never mind, this is something else. But yeah, it's like, why are we storing one value that's just ANDed with another value and then returns, you know, the Vulkan equivalent? Unfortunately, this enum is all over the place, so as soon as we delete it, we'll get errors everywhere. And that's what we're after today. We're trying to let's not do this in release. So yeah, we're going to stay focused today and try and get this to compile and run like it never existed in the first place. So yeah, I hope everyone's day's going well. Oh, you know, I should mention I have done stuff off stream. I'll bring this back in for a minute. We have now, I've updated my VMA functions for allocations and stuff. And yeah, we are using way less RAM. The allocators, if you can see over here, it's 1.6 because Visual Studios is connected to it, and I have a memory pool of 1 gig. So yes, this could be cut down by quite a lot if I reduce the memory pool and get rid of Visual Studios. But I've seen this get to as low as 160-ish megabytes. So the fact that we're using, you know, we've gone from 2.1 in the same environment to 1.6 is a massive improvement in the right direction, I think. So yeah, let's continue on with this, getting rid of this enum, which needs to be wiped. I haven't had much luck with computers today, so hopefully this goes well. Oh, hi Kukatsu. How you doing, man? Ah, you're at work, no problem. Thanks for I hope you've been doing well. Yeah, what I'm doing is getting rid of this enum. So hopefully things get I think we can work around things. Once we figure this out. Hopefully you have a good day at work anyway once you go. Maybe we can get rid of this function as well, because again, we're just mapping, you know, can I get around this? Anyway, so you've got to figure out which you used first, outside of this function. Yeah, okay, so here's the other thing that I need to get rid of. because it doesn't just do. If I look at it again, it's like trying to combine two different things together, I think. You know, it might be simpler actually. Let's delete this and remove a function at a time. Oops. I always do this wrong. There we go. And if I go to here, we can try and get rid of this guy first. And this will be easier to deal with, because then we can find out where the enums are actually accessed and set and stuff like that. Oh. Really? No failures? I didn't even use this function at all. Well, that makes my life easier. Right, next one. Oh dear. Yeah, thanks, man. Well, yeah, stay warm and do what you can. Thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, have a good day at work. Hopefully you're warm at work as well. All right. Let's see. So we've got another Mac. Yep. Okay. So it failed. This is what I expected. Errors. Okay. So the access mask. Looks like this is happening 4 times. And this is just a Vulkan. So this is just a Vulkan standard access mask. Okay, so that's the types. Interesting. So what have we got? So we've got a current state here. Hey, nice to see you, dude. Yip tag. Yeah, I'm doing good. Generally okay. I was having some technical difficulties trying to stream today. It turns out I was trying to stream on Twitch, which I don't even have that set up at all. So I was wondering what was going on. I thought my YouTube was broke or something. No, but yeah. Yeah, today we're just gonna we're gonna stay on task today and try and get it. We're gonna try and get rid of this duplicate of code, this layer of abstraction that we do not need. But it's easier said than done. Because we've got a lot of like access mask stuff to write, which is quite sensitive to change. So yeah, we're just removing one function at a time. Let's go back to that function, because what we want to do is, instead of using this function, we kind of just want to just do it ourselves, and it'll just reduce the amount of lines of code. So with I've literally just heard about K2X2 for textures, and admittedly I haven't looked into it beyond that. How I'm loading textures at the moment is literally just I'm using the SDB function. So, sorry, the SDB library. It's a brilliant library for loading all sorts of different file formats. Have you had much success with the K2X2 library? You can teach me about it if you want. So we have the depth in here. Where's the depth at? So if this comes through with a resource depth, so it's attached potential optimal, and then read only. Interesting. Okay, so we have all right, let's go back. We have color attachment, then it's read depth. Okay, so if color is false, okay, that's why I was getting confused. Texture container manager. Okay. Oh, you've only, okay, yeah. Interesting. I did not know that. Yeah. If you wanna give me any resources, just put it in the you're in the Discord, right? Yeah. Throw it in the Discord resource channel, and I'll have a read. I read pretty much everything that's put there. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You know, I'm always up for learning stuff. So. Brilliant. Thank you. But for now, let's rip out stuff. You know, for some reason, they say the best program is always delete code instead of add code. So I guess I should delete all my code then to be the best programmer ever. Okay, so render target. I need a reference here. I'm going to open this up on a different computer. One moment. So I don't go back and forth all the time. Because it's going to be a bit clumsy, me going backwards and forwards. And constantly forgetting what enum value does what. But if I just have it up on a different monitor, that should be good. So yeah, just give me a minute. Almost done. So yeah, you can't see this because it's literally a second laptop. But yeah, all I'm doing is just opening a file. And almost there. Okay. We have that done. Good stuff. So now I can look. In fact, it would even be better if I had not just this open, but this. This is the real important one. GPU resources in the header file. So I can't read chat just for the minute, but I'll get back to you guys in a second. Where are we? Where are we? Just down here. Okay, it's in a different place. I've moved this function around, obviously. Do Control F. I'm kind of hugging the mic, so hopefully no sounds are leaking through. Okay. Okie dokie. Got it. So yeah, we just need to figure out what the mapping is between like this function and this function. But it's not entirely obvious just by reading it what I mean by state render target. Because what we should be doing is getting the source access mask, using that instead, and then assigning it the correct value based on whatever this render target is supposed to be mapped to, and that'll reduce the complexity of the code. Right, let's get up the chat again. Oops. Yeah, I'm definitely cursed with computers today. There we go. Oh, okay, you've sent the library you use. So it's intended for mobile, that K2X library. On desktop, BCN, texture format. Right, okay, yeah. So because I'm using GLB files at the moment, I'm not even sure what's encoded in those GLB files. They could be... I think they're typically just... Yeah, because I'm reading the raw... I think I'm reading x64 encoded binary. Not binary, bytes, sorry. But anyway, but I'll definitely read up on this because it is interesting. Texture loading is one of the most time-consuming things. So if we can speed it up, that's always a good move. Render targets. So this should be a VK image layout color. Yeah, I could have guessed that, but I want to be absolutely certain so I don't break everything. That's the same thing. And then pixel. Pixel. Oh, it's derp. Resource is the last word. Yeah, I'm going to say that's I've changed it on my other engine, but I'm sure this is just image, layout, shader, read optimal. I can't imagine it's anything else, considering that's what, for colors, you either are in optimal or read. Optimal for displaying, read for shaders. The usual. Okay. So it can be used for desktop. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'm rolling with the, like I said, the SDBI library at the moment. I will eventually thread up loading assets like I did, like I've done in the past. But I want to do it slightly differently because I ended up with a race condition that was hard to pin down. I loaded all the images fine, but like I didn't transition them. I didn't transition the last image because I would get a it would try to use the image before it was transitioned for some reason. That was a weird race condition. So yeah, I want to do it a bit different. But that's for a different day. We'll worry about that later. Image. Right, this is read. What's the read? Okay, read is VK image layout depth stencil read optimal. Yes. Okay. Get these guys in, and we get the right one done. And then we're good to go. See if it works. VK image layout depth attach optimal. According to this function, that's what they want it to be. And then we can get rid of this function altogether. Very nice. Next state. Now, of course, we can probably do a bit better than this eventually, but you know, one step at a time. Okay, yeah, so they're definitely anded together. Right. Oh, I didn't like that. Give me a second. Ah, okay, so that just did. That's image layout. It says access mask. Oh, duh. Okay. So these are chill. So that means we need to set up the equivalent in the layout, which is chill, just kind of normal. Okay, so let's have a look. What was going on here? So we just have access masks. We need... No, what am I doing? Yep, we need images as well. I think we need the same type of... Wait, are we set up the image layers for the access masks? Oh! Yeah, give me a sec. Okay, I've kind of messed up here. I put access masters image layouts, which I think can be assigned, but that's not right at all. Maybe. Yeah, if it's I would say there's nothing wrong with supporting multiple graphics APIs. You're just signing up for more work. That's all, I think. And if you're aware of that, then that's fine. So these are all image layouts. That's an image layout. That's an access mask. All right, give me a second, guys. I think what okay. I'm a little confused what this should be then. Right, we can always go back with Control Y. Resource state is... It is this, okay. Image layout, image layout. That doesn't make sense. That shouldn't be... This should be an access mask, right? Hang on a minute, hang on a minute. I delete a function here, right? Yeah, this should be... Yeah. This is surprising it compiles, actually. I found like a big mistake here. So this... Okay, so these... This is what this should be. Yeah, because... Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was wondering what was going on. That was really confusing. Okay, so... Right. Right, let's just build that and just make sure that works. I'm definitely going to be doing the job-based system. I haven't found... I was interested in that fiber-based threading system, but I haven't found anything other than that Naughty Dog talk, to be honest, on fiber-based. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with, like... I feel like fiber-based threading was just kind of like job-based threading with an extra twist. I could be wrong with that, but that's what I'm rolling with at the moment. All right, so that worked. Yeah, okay. So now we have something that makes way more sense. All right, now I'm going to get that function up. Yeah, one step at a time, one step at a time. So yeah, like I said, this is an earlier version of my engine. So yeah, there's a mistake here. Okay. So yeah, nothing crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised validation layers didn't pick that up. That's crazy. I'm assigning image layouts to access masks. Okay. Alright, okay, so we need a VK access mask. I mean, why are you being awkward? Oh, access flags. Whoops. Okay, so we need access. Yeah, just source access mask equals something something. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about DirectX, to be honest. I'm glad it's one of those things. I'll learn it later. Right, okay, so we want to access mask. Oh, I've already got it open. And we have a... So let's do this again. Yeah, we can very easily just do the same condition. Oops. Need an assignment operator. Very nice. And we want the access mask that corresponds to render target from this function. Actually, you know what would be faster? Just do a Control F. Grab this out. Right, start with 0. Is there an additional? No, I don't think so. Okay, that's handy. So then we go. That's the if. And then we want the else, which should be this guy for our access mask. Excuse me, you don't exist. All right, let's just look at this then. So we are looking for something that's similar to resource pixel shader. What do you map to? Oh, interesting. So is that DirectX that maps perfectly with synchronization from what your research is? Yip tag. YouTube playlist is stopped. Well, thank you. Resource. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Sorry. Got you. Hi, Daniel. Yeah. Like I said, I couldn't really find much. It felt like job-based threading systems were kind of like what everyone just decided to use. And then it felt like fiber just for some reason isn't as popular. That's from the resources I could find anyway. All right, let's think about this. So, color attachment, VK access color attachment right and read. If this is there, else shaded storage bit. So it looks like, from what I'm looking at, the access max is 0. Is that even allowed? Because I literally cannot find this in this function at all. This resource shader, so 128. Right, let's just very carefully go through this. No, that's 128. Anywhere to be found. No, interesting. Okay, so this would always return 0 in this case when it was run through this function. All right. I mean, I'm not trying to think too hard today. What I'm trying to do is just remove layers of abstraction. So maybe this is like screaming at someone thinking like, what are you doing? This is terrible. It needs to return something. But for now, you know, one step forward. Right, so that was for current state. Next state, which would be the destination. Which is just the same as before. I think it is. Alright, so there are access masks. Yeah, I'm not even sure. What is the enum for 0? Because I'm kind of curious. What would 0 even be? Yeah, it's nothing. So, oh, none. So it doesn't have an image access mask. I need to look at my notes to figure out what that means. I just need destination here, so cool. What does a 0, a non-access mask mean for a an image for an image barrier? Interesting. Don't know. I assume that means like there's no. I assume that would be like it. If there's no image barrier, there's likely we don't have to transition the memory or something. Well, anyway. Okay, so then we need access. Now we need image layouts. Let's get the right thing. Source image layout equals this guy again. And this for this function is attach optimal. Yeah, we did this before, but just got to make sure. And I believe for pixel shader thingamajiggy, it is okay. It's not here, but it's probably going to be read shader optimal. Where's that one again? Oh, I can just type that out, yeah. Because like, what else would it be? It's they're the two different image layouts for, well, typically anyway. They're typical. They're very typical. Yeah, weird. We've got like an enum here that, sorry, an enum value that doesn't map to anything, which again is another issue with abstraction. So for some reason, this value isn't mapping to anything in these functions. So it's kind of like, again, another point against too many layers of abstraction. Yeah, be careful, guys. And this is probably just the destination. Right, so image, and now we just need to do the depth, and we're done. Depth, oh, hang on, let's bring these were probably for, okay, so I've got to overwrite both. Okay, that's fine. Okay, which makes sense. I mean, a depth image is very different from a color image. But yeah, we just got to do this again, but for depth. And again, we can just look at the functions just to get the whatever was. Okay, so this is the image layout one. So for image layout, wait, was that write or read? Write. Okay, that was write. So for the writes, for image layouts, we have the right would be the top one. Yes. So it'd be these two. Interesting, just stencil. Okay. Really? Wouldn't that be depth? Not color attach optimal. Give me a second, I just want to see if there's a... So in a pipeline stage... Oh, this is pipeline stage stuff, so... At color attachment, what are you doing in the pipeline stages? You are... Is it the output? No, is it the output the fragment shader? Give me... I think it's something like that. It's like when you... It's either the output of the fragment shader, or when you're doing color merging, it's the output of the color merge blending. So anyway, yeah, again, I would need to look at my notes. So, and let's go to these so I don't mess this up. And we don't need this. So now we have source and depth being assigned. Cool. Right. So that was for depth, right? What about the other function now? That is for image layout. And this is for pipeline stage. Afternoon. Hope you're doing good, QQ. It's the output state of the fragment shader. Yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks for the confirmation. Yeah, it's either that or the color blend stage. What's after the outputs? What's after the fragment shader? So yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So for the access mask, the first one is right. So what we're doing here, QQ, is just we're trying to get rid of some layers of abstraction that have caused. I've already found a bug because of the layers of abstraction. So whoops. Yeah, I'm going to stay on task today. Absolutely simplify the code base. So this is an image layout. So we're just in the barriers at the moment in Vulkan. So this is an image layout. Doop, doop. Okay. And again, some of these will be, you know, admittedly probably not the most correct or optimal, but, you know, removing the layers of abstraction will help me optimize later, so that's the goal anyway. So yeah, so like maybe we don't need to do depth, attachment, read and write at the same time. I don't know. Okay, so depth, attachment, read for a access mask. That is for an image layout, which you just did. Oh, again, 0. So for this function, again, it's not used. Ugh. Let's just check on over here. Okay. We have resource state. What are we looking for? Sorry. Depth read. Nope, it's also 0. Okay. Okie dokie. Back to the command buffers, and this is to make sure current state. Okay, so yeah, current state. Next state. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. We get rid of these now. And what do we have? We have access mask, source image, destination image. Cool, 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 cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll might be good to look at it now actually. Yeah, thanks for all the links, guys. Brilliant. Just gonna have a look. Is there a diagram? Oh, cool. Right. So, yeah, where's our fragment shader? So import attachment. Yep. And this is for the pipeline. All right, I'll have a proper look through that in a minute. But yeah, appreciate that. Now we can just check if we've done the right thing. Now this will all blow up if it doesn't work. Right, again. I'll comment this out actually. I should have commented out the other one, but it's in Git at least. Yep, seems good. I can't imagine a... Yep. Cool. All right, one step forward. I might use the really slow... what is it called? The really slow hierarchical... You know, does it... Who uses this? Anyone using it? No. Pipeline stage is not used, which is, I guess, not surprising because it wasn't being used before. But that was a bug, so no. Okay, so apparently these aren't being used anymore. And if I delete them, we'll see for sure. Right, let's see. We got that done. So we only have one pipeline stage transition thingy. One fail. I was lied to. Ugh, these warnings. I do intend to get rid of these, I promise. Okay. What? Okay. There is a second. Okay, so we get a pipeline stage. Oh, okay, so this goes from a pipeline stage to a resource thingy, and that, what are we spitting out? An access mask? Okay, what are the pipeline stages here then? And there's only 2 instances of this being used. What are we doing in this function? Oh, it's just further down. More barrier stuff. It looks like we're doing this for the buffers instead of the images. Makes sense that we don't have an image layout. Yeah, so yeah, this is definitely setting up a buffer. I don't know what exactly for. I guess it's just very generic. So I guess we can just pull out. All right, let's do this one step at a time. Let's restore those functions that we deleted, and we'll delete the other one instead. Okay, so yeah, and I believe the one we want to get rid of this guy first, and then that'll make our life easier because it's hang on, let me think. So this is converting to, I'm just trying to think the best way to get around this, because it is nice to have a switch because it could be any of these, I guess, but yeah, because if we remove this switch from whatever this is, we then have like multiple options for whatever these are. But I don't like this like double conversion anyway, so we just need to remove the middleman, which is I think we can get rid of this and just say return a, not an access mask, no, yeah, because if this is an access mask, if this maps to an access mask based on the pipeline stage, then I can't imagine why that's an issue. Because if we have a, yeah, right? That seems good. Instead of having this resource thing, if this is being mapped to a, wait, let's just check where it's being used. I'm just going to comment this out again, just to see for sure. Oh, it's a private function. Okay, so this is definitely just used in. That's good. That's good to know. I was kind of nervous this would be used all over the place, but if it's just in those 2 places in the command buffer function file, then I think we're good. I think. Let's just see. Right, again. I might have to spend a stream just getting rid of warnings. No error, please. I didn't check how many we have. Just 2. Okay. Cool. All right. Obviously this is probably going to do a bit more, but we can probably just add 2 functions for access masks and image layouts if I want to map from a pipeline stage bit. I can't imagine why that's an issue. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. Okay. So now we just need to know what these map to. So I'm going to rename this to access mask specific. So we know we're not going to transition to an image. Otherwise, we could accidentally use this in a place that we're not supposed to. So to access mask. Obviously that's going to cause a compile error, but that's fine. Yep. Okay, so now I just need to map, instead of this, vk access flag even. Right, okay, so yeah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't like that anymore, which is fine. VK access mask. I'll probably delete this and inline it in a minute. I've done mask again. Flags. Okay. Yep. So now we need to know individually what did these translate to. So for an access mask function, and I have it here. Okay, so let's go through this one at a time. So we have indirect argument is what I'm looking for. Argument. Here's where all of them map to 0 or something annoying. Okay, so I called it something else in the future. So what did I call it in the past? Yeah, let's just do this manually. There's no reason why this is... It's not, like, super inconvenient. It's more inconvenient that I don't know the names because I'm looking at a code base from a different point in time. Okay, so this was a indirect... Yeah, okay, no problemo. Yeah, next. Oh wait, yeah. Did I just do image layout? Oh, this is wrong again. This should be okay. Sorry. I'm gonna have to return this again just to resource state. I think I found another bug that I've just got to make sure works. Because I'm trying to convert this resource state to an access mask. Sorry, an image layout, and I'm assigning an image layer to an access mask. So it is confusing. What? So if this works, then when we're okay, we can just continue on like it never happened. But this needs to be utils. Access mask. What's this? All right, give me a second. Yes, pipeline stage. Okay, so that's actually what it should be. That's actually returning the right type. Okay, so, and this is probably for a buffer. I don't know. Okay, so it doesn't crash. We might not be using this code. That's the other thing. Let's just check that as well. Okay, as suspected, it's not being used. Which, you know, whatever. But it is slightly more annoying that we don't exactly know if this will work or not. But I'm assuming that this was meant to be access flags anyway and not an image layout to an access mask. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, back to where we were. And okay, we're going to do that again. But this time with the right thing. Okay, what are you? Which function are we in? Okay, access indirect draw call. Read bit. And a VK access flag. So what we want. Okay, so no complaining. Cool. Yeah, so just one at a time. We'll get rid of these. So we're on pipeline stage, which is the access flag. So it's this guy we want. Back to command buffer. Cool. Next. Non-pixel resource. Something, something, something. Non-pixel resource. Again, this just returns 0. But what did I mean by that? I guess non-pixel resource kind of makes sense as a 0, but VK pipeline stage shade a bit. If I get up the thing that was sent earlier, and we are on, sorry, let me go back. VK pipeline vertex shade a bit. Okay, we want that, so I want to see where we are. So that's the pipeline stage. Oh, I thought we were in the... Oh, right, never mind. I thought we were in the whole... I thought we were in the specification. I'm just going to read this for a minute because I need to know what... If I was going from a pipeline stage to an access mask to do a barrier at the vertex shader bit for a buffer, so a barrier for a buffer at the vertex shader bit, what would that be? Maybe it's really obvious if I just look. Let's see. I mean, we have a buffer here, so again, we could just say non. But give me a second. What are we trying to do if we're on the vertex shader bit? Ah, it depends. We're trying to write a buffer. Right, I'm overcomplicating this, I think. I think I need to be like... I'll write it to do. Okay, so... No. Let's actually get the value out. Yeah, one step at a time. The goal is today is to remove that. Is to remove shader state thingamajig, so we'll stay on task. You know, I've got a better idea. We will error, no, void error, just so I absolutely do not forget. I mean, again, it could be fine, but this is like a super aggressive to-do comment. Right, so if we ever actually hit that, then we'll know for sure. Like, yeah, because I don't want to go assuming that this is correct, but again, the task is to get rid of this thing, not figure out what a buffer would be for a shader, for the shader stage. What access mask would we need for it? That I'll come back to that when we hit it. Okay, so resource, pixel shader resource. I bet this. You know what? I'm just going to also add this in. Right, so that's all right. That's just reference for later. I have a feeling we've got the same issue again. So I'm just going to add this here so I don't have to worry about it. For the fragment shader bit, for a buffer, a pipeline stage transition is... Yeah, I didn't think... Very annoying. Why did I do this? No, we don't delete it. We want to get rid of this. And... Yeah, this function is very dubious now. But it was dubious to begin with. It was just... I didn't know. Anyway, like I said, on task. Cool. Very straightforward. Thank you. Cool. Unordered access just means shader read and write. And copy destination. There's probably a straight mapping to that. Yep. That's the image layout there. We don't want the image layout. Oh, it's just a write. Okay. Makes sense because we're going to... I imagine that is for staging buffers. So... Right. Okay. So... Access mask... This doesn't exist. Again, I'll inline this in a minute. But I think, for the most part, that is where we're at. Oh yeah, we didn't even use that piece of code. What even use this? Again, we are trying to... What is buffer? Oh yeah, so it's just it's just carrying around what it needs to allocate. So this is like a pre-allocation step. Let's get rid of these. We don't do anything with it there. We just access the buffer based on whatever that is. Barrier, memory buffer. All right, okay. Oof, another function to try and obliterate. Okay, so I think we've completely removed that resource state thing from this code. Right, okay, so now for the fourth time, let's try and get rid of these functions and just see if it compiles based on this. I don't mind this function too much because it actually is using Vulkan stuff completely. There's no, you know, secondary enum that's being silly. Cool. Yep, we've reduced lines of code. Now, where else are you used? I'm assuming there's more than just the command buffer. Oh, okay. Get rid of that. We do have one more, but this is not Vulkan related. I will just build anyway. I think we can... I think these are only used... These are for, like I think I've said in the live stream previous, but these are used for a queue that we end up... we access generic buffers, generic textures, and they're like... this is done at the end of every frame that we check for a flagged thing to delete. Because as you probably know, you can't just delete things willy-nilly in Vulkan. You've got to make sure that everything's not being used, and then you can delete it. So we stick stuff on the queue and then delete it at the end of the frame when things aren't being used. Cool. That was smooth. That went smoother than I expected. I would like to move this out if possible, but because I think it's used in just I think it's just used here. But I could be wrong. Yeah, because if I can just stick it here, this would be, you know, one less file, which would be nice. Let's put this here and just see what happens. So yeah, that's a W. That's a win. So yeah, this... because I'm not sure if there's another queue you see like in command buffers or something. I assume because GPU device is like the main. Okay, where are we? GPU resource. Okay. GPU resource is where it's used. So yeah, it doesn't know what to do. I might step through and start adding the C++20 thing that C has always had, that dot member function thing, in a minute as well. That might be a good move. Oh yeah, these were never used ever. Okay, so deletion type is here as an update resource thingy. Again, these are a lot of these are just handles to things. Not too interesting. Alright, so we can't just stick it there, but can we take it out of... Because GPU resource is... no, whatever. I stick it in GPU resource. Again, I don't really like GPU resource, but it has shrank. You know, if it's just used in one place. Because it has its teammate here, the render pass variance. But this might be a bit awkward. Oh, is there a name collision? A redefinition. Yeah. Yeah, I might... Yeah, I don't like this namespace thing anyway, so I'll probably just have an enum like this. Nope. Oh, I think I paused my music. Oh. I don't know what I did actually. That was peculiar. Delete, delete. Thank you. Alright, let's not press the wrong key again. Alright, that'll obviously cause a compilation issue. But now we just say that. Nothing complicated. This will break also in GPU device. Yes. But, you know, why do we need a namespace for just one enum? I don't see the point. It won't be less lines of code, but it'll just look cleaner in my opinion. I think we're getting very close to merging this into master. We aren't far away. Oh yeah, so this is the queue. This is the deletion queue. So we have a delete render pass and a delete render pass instance. instant. So that means actually delete it now. The other one means add it to the queue. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's just standard. I don't think it's like impressive or anything. I don't know how else you would do it. Okay, see what that does. Okay, so there's... What's wrong with this? Have I added it twice? Oh, I have, yeah, I've redefined it. Yeah, because that was in Jeep, okay. Right, I saw an error, but there's only one at least. Is ambiguous. Oh, okay, right. I was going through this phase where I made everything static, capital letters. But now it doesn't know what the difference is because enums are now the same. I think I'm just gonna rename these. Or this is a bit S script oops. Set layout. Cool. Right, let's just make sure this runs before I do anything else. Cool. Nothing's changed. Cool. Now the question is, what next? I honestly expected that to be tougher than it was. We can delete this. I never liked it anyway. I think I also need to get rid of it in Git. I mean, we could look into the access mask thing. Silent? Is that going to be a pain? Ugh. For goodness sake. That's the only thing I dislike about Notepad++ is it's updating. Silly shenanigans. Alright, what have we got next? I'm looking for GPU enum. Where's that? Foundation, GPU enum. Cool. I mean, I'm not against this file, but I just think, you know, it had too many layers of abstraction in this code base, so I don't want it here anyway. Okay. I hope everyone else is doing good today, or so far. Yep. I'm in a good mood. Oh, I didn't regenerate. Never mind. We have to wait for assets. It's part of my CMake script to copy assets. There's a lot of things that I just need to remove. Instances of enum. I'm glad I did that actually. Okay, so we can remove. Yep. Okay. Yep. Am I just gonna get the same? Okay. Okay, so now we officially have one enum, air quotes, function thingy, file. That's the word I'm looking for. I mean, we could start chewing through some of the warnings. Oh, I got an error. Anything else? 0 failed. Run. Okay. Can't imagine anything's different. But yeah, just clean things up. Alright, let's think about this. What do I want to do next? I mean, there's a few little things like... Let's see. I maybe want to... Let's see. I mean, there is stuff in here that I might want to get rid of. Or we could look into... the problem is we don't have any way to test anything. I don't really like these. This seems completely pointless to me. Or redundant, I guess. That's the... Do we have a float version or we have a non-float version? With values that can be less than 0? Don't know. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to have a little look through my code base just to see what else. Because I think, with all things considered, without... Obviously, I want to remove the... We've still got GLTF in here. Loading in main. So we would want to... Oh, yeah, and this is for people who are talking about textures earlier. That's me using the SDBI functionality from SDB image. Sorry. So obviously we want to move, I think, this out of main. It's a bit scruffy. I'm not against having things in main, but yeah. I just think like file loading should be like in an asset folder or something, an asset class. Oh, not an asset class, an asset file. That's what I meant to say. What we could do actually is it might be a bit fun. Is try to render more than one model. Just to see if everything's good. Okay, no, I think that's going to take a little bit more planning. Yeah, I think right now the only thing I would want to do is kind of turn this into a function where I load in the CLGF code. Yeah, I should have had more planned. Yeah, let me think. I'm going to... So if I remove this out, I would want to have a function, right? Where just a function, not a class, unless maybe a struct with functions. But I would want to have this system where we load in everything that's needed, and we just get the data out that we need. No complicated stuff. No data structures on top of things. No data hiding. No silliness like that. I just need to think. Yeah, I could do that. No problem. All right, let's while I'm here, let's do this. This was back when I was converting from my hand rolled. Oops. Yeah, 2 is a bit confusing. It seems like there's 2 of them, but there is not. Okay, let's make sure I didn't break anything. I'm renaming something the wrong name. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so the goal here would be basically load in the data and have them accessible for the descriptor set that pushes up data to the shader storage buffer object. I've got to be careful though, because I don't want to make it too complicated. Because as soon as I make it complicated, yeah, and eventually we'll go to bindless. This is non-bindless version. I'm just thinking, when should I merge this into master? I think if I get rid of the warnings first. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do moving this bindless. Okay, so the list goes. Let me just make a list. Okay, so after we merge into master, I'm going to move cgltf code out of master. The interface needs to be a data-oriented design, like, not life. Okay, so next step would be do I want to go bindless first or render more than one? Render more than one model, aka just run the vk draw index command. I think it's CMD, isn't it? It's not quite right, but you know, more than once with a model that's in a different place, because it's about time we update master. Master's like many commits behind. And what was the thing I wanted to do after that? Not render, it was, what was I doing? Again, like I said, I could simplify all this, but I think we should update master, because that branch is old. Alright, I'll come back to that. Okay, so I just want to rebuild to get the warnings back up. A lot of these are just conversion failures, like size to a uint32. Now a size, what is the size of size? It's the size of a pointer, so that's 8. And a uint32 is 4. I don't think I need to care. Ever. I can't imagine that the image count's ever going to exceed the max of uint32. Oh, this. Sure. I kind of like this when I saw it. Kind of like... I got this from a YouTube series I was watching, kind of like, it looks like a function call almost. I don't know, it kind of looks cool. Yeah, if you're up for this, then I'm just going to do this for a bit. I know it's not the most thrilling thing that we could do, but it does need to be done, because there's warnings are getting in the way of things, and there could be a bad warning here, like a shadow. You know, I'm shadowing something, or I'm using a you know, all sorts of weird things can happen. So yeah, size T to uint32, which is just half the amount of bytes. And I assume everything's going from size T to uint. Maybe I should assign them. It just seems like in converting over and over again, it seems like a waste of time. Give me a sec. Let's be a bit smarter about this rather than being a bit dumb. If we just pull out node count and we just say node count. Yes, we're storing more memory, but what's 4 bytes? You know, I'm not sure if conversion is free, so, and it's only a static cast from 8 bytes to 4 bytes, but how much is this used? Just twice. I think if it's more than 3 times, that's justifiable. You know. I don't know. Should it be strictly if it's used more than once? I don't know. Again. Yeah, okay, so this should be a variable. Very cool. Index count needs convert. And we are good. Index count, so every time we see count. Oh, okay, yeah, so I was already doing that. This is a size T. Sorry, give me a second. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, I don't know what I will use a size T here. Yeah, that could be bigger than I expect, I think. Just because it's a marker, we've got to be careful with that with our allocator. That could be big. Component type. Again. Oh, it's returning. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, let's be normal here. I'm gonna do this because it is a function. I don't want to look like. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for that. This is a size T. Do we see indices size more than once? Okay. Okay. Right. On to the next. What about this? Okay, yeah, I can save some typing here. I can't just assign a variable because, although this is used multiple times. Oops. Oh, interesting. What am I doing? Forgive me. That was not it. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I didn't understand. It's the return type of this. Yeah. Derp. UN32 T. This function. No, I'm gonna have to have the whole. No, I'm not. How can I do this without? No, I don't think I can do that. Okay. Oh well, it will save some time, P. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to fix them one by one. Ugh, so many warnings. Yeah, I might save you from the. Yeah, I might do some of this off stream because it's gonna. I mean, I'll finish this, but I think if I did everything on stream, it would be a bit annoying. So. Oh, why didn't I? If I assign a bigger. I'm kind of curious now. Just. Yeah, it does. Okay. Cool. All right. Possible loss of data. What is what? Oh, size T. Why did I do that? Did I do that everywhere? Okay. Size T, size T. Okay, so that'll dramatically reduce the warnings. Alright, let's rebuild. Rebuild. Okay, so we're getting close. Ah, right. You know what I'll do? I will. You're both getting converted. No. And then number of components is getting converted. Alright, yeah, so just the same thing again. Oh, I looked into being able to stream with music, and it looks like I think even with video game music, there's a high chance that on YouTube that my live stream would get taken down. Yeah, apologies. I did want people to, you know, come in and have a chill sesh with some nice music, but I think unless I pick like something like super generic, like lo-fi beats or something, which again it's not too bad, I would end up being strucken down by the copyright gods. Really? I miss them? Ah, okay. yeah, normal count. But then I saw Tokyo Spliff streaming Lion King. I don't know. If you don't know, he's a guy who does game engine development. I'm kind of new to streaming still, so I don't really know. I don't really know what the rules are yet. I'll look into it though, because you know it would be nice if we could, you know. Yeah, I don't think it cares. Yeah, I guess so. Fine. Does it matter though? If this is such a like a niche. Hi TT. I don't know what that is actually. Multiple audio channels. Probably not. I don't know. The YouTube interface is quite basic. I wouldn't know. If you know more about streaming than I do, then you might actually know more about this than I do. That's what I was after. Count. Okay. Although I've streamed, I've only I kind of just did it in the spare of the moment. It was kind of like I didn't think it through really. I just went, you know, let's go. Do I have like one channel that doesn't show up in the VOD? All I have, honestly, is Streamlabs, which is like OBS. So this is what it looks like. I mean, I could, for example, turn on what my speakers are currently playing, but again, I'm not sure if that's like allowed on YouTube because it's all video game music. It's not like I'm listening to anything in particular that's like copyright heavy or whatever. Yeah, and as soon as I, you know, hit end stream, then it end streams. As soon as I click start, it starts. But I'm not sure if that's what you meant. This is what the output of the VOD will be. I don't know, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe you would all get sick of my horrendous music taste of just listening to video game music over and over again. Rebuild. Oh, nearly there. Just 2 left. Tangents. I have to admit, it is nice getting rid of all these warnings. They've been doing my head in. You in 30. Oh, what am I doing? I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm supposed to be doing this way of doing it. Not that it matters, obviously, but might as well try and be consistent with our code. Okay. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, because I I've never streamed on Twitch. I mean, personally, I find it... I don't mind Twitch at all. It's just... It's a pain in the neck to sign into if you don't save your cookies. It's just annoying. So I prefer YouTube for that. And I use YouTube. So yeah, that's why I don't know these things. But yeah, thanks for looking that up, by the way, TT. Okay, so we're at least going to use the... Oh, this is interesting. Oh, commas. Okay. Jeez. I was confused because I don't have this. So x dot... no. I've been typing the wrong thing in over and over again. The same thing over and over again, then completely balk that. Okay, so it's x, y, height, width. Okay. Dot x equals dot y equals dot width is first, height. I'll have to check. Oh my goodness. Yep. Equals and then width. Width. Okay. Come on. Why aren't you working? Out of order. Ah, okay, that's convenient. I haven't used this feature very much. So width is first. That makes sense. I guess we got... Really? Oh no. What on earth was I doing here? Oh, hang on. Yeah, I swapped the things around by accident. There we go. Right, just gotta absolutely make sure I got this right. ZX, yeah, it's third. WY is... Okay. Cool. I'm probably just gonna duplicate this. And just copy over this. Okay, didn't need to do that. Y. Clip X. Clip Y. Okay. Alright, I was in here because... Why? Okay, whatever. These are floats. Okay. Unsigned, 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 unsigned. Yeah, unsigned values not signed. Alright, yeah, let's check with a rebuild. Okay, so again, just getting rid of warnings. Because I'm eventually going to merge this into master. Not all control paths are dealt with. Does this just need a return with a... We wouldn't ever hit this. Well, maybe we would if we're in release. Maxenum. Unreachable code. Oh yeah, we have a bunch of unreachable functions. because I don't ever use them. Ugh. There's some warnings that are useful and some are just absolutely just not useful even a bit. Like on Linux, there's a bunch of unused functions. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, undefined reference to internally linked function. A local variable is assigned but not used. Yeah, well, in that case, easily dealt with. Unreferenced parameter. Okay. Fine. I mean, oops. Come on, Control C. I don't know what I was pressing there. Not class view, not interested in that. Okay, so it's just more conversion. This is an image view at index. Attachment 0 for our frame buffer. Oh, we need to move to dynamic rendering so bad. Is that a mistake? I don't know. Apparently that's a size T2 and uint. Yes. Oops, my bad. Let's bring up our guy again. Cool. What's our warning count look like? You know what I've just noticed in Visual Studios? It doesn't have that error output window anymore. That's so nice. Because that was really annoying. Right, let's rebuild, see what we're up to. And let's run as well. It's important we keep doing this. Okay, undefined arguments. Okay, that's good. So that was an issue. I think we're nearly done actually. I think it's safe to say, well, actually I didn't do what I said what I was going to do. I need to run this. Yeah. This is definitely 8 bits. 8 bytes. No, it is bits, yeah, sorry. It is 1 byte. Let's just make sure I haven't busted something. Alright. No surprises there, just cleaning up warnings. That's good. Yeah, I think once I've done this, I'm going to merge our branch into master, and I'm going to do it with an X theirs as well, because I don't want to have to deal with any merge collisions. We're just going to say that this is the superior branch. Alright, let's just... so apparently this needs to be a uint 32 again. I do have I am curious my GitHub. I wonder if it'll update the... Okay, so what I'm going to do then is... Yeah, why is it saying that? I did wonder, because we are assigning a An image view to an image view. Oh, it's this. The whole time I didn't see it. Okay. I don't even know why that is a size T. Alright. Sure. Let's rebuild. That'll do. I'll have to test this on Linux, but I think it's still worth merging into master. Okay, so we're very close. We've only got 2 warnings left that I care about. Again, a size T, easily done. Begin on reference parameter. I think I just need to delete that, but again, we're just getting rid of warnings. We're not thinking too hard today. Interesting. Okay. I don't think it matters what we're doing here. I don't think it matters that we've got in this initialization of our timestamp that it is 16. This could be 8. Yeah, I doubt we're ever going to have more than 256 frames in flight. That would be insane. The latency would be nuts. Okay. Oh, I didn't see the warnings. Right, let's rebuild one more time. Hopefully we have everything other than just unreferenced code and unused functions, which I can't really get around. Alright, unless I start deleting things. Okie dokie. We have our things ready to go. So no, sorry. Git add git commit removed more code and cleaned up warnings. Sometimes you just gotta do the basic stuff. Yeah, deleted more than we inserted. Nice. And push. Right, so check out master. Really? I'm sure that's nothing. I'm sure I did something on Linux that's fine to just overwrite. Git merge x those merge, and then let's do a dirty reconfig. Alright, and let's have a look. Oh, I had Visual Studio open the whole time. So none of the code should have changed. But I will rebuild. And we'll push this up. Actually, I'll close it. It's probably better. Because we just did a merge. It's not good to trust Visual Studios when you've done a merge. Cause countless issues that at work. Right. Cool. Let's just run our tests. They're not really tests, but whatever. Cool. Do something like a scale. Yeah, it's fine. That's telling us reasonable frame rate. That's nice. That's I don't know why it does this every now and again, but yeah, it's not perfect. Okay. Let's push it. Git push. Git status. cool. Now, just out of curiosity, I'm going to open up my GitHub. Again, my project's in the description of the video, live stream. I am curious, though, to see if I go to my profile. Okay, so it did fill in all the blanks. I was wondering. It looked like I hadn't been working on anything. And there we go. Okay, cool. We've got more squares. So we look more cool. Of course, more squares equals better person. We all know this. All right. I'm going to call it here, guys. It was a short live stream. I didn't have that much planned. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully it wasn't too boring or anything like that. Sometimes you just got to do the boring work. I think in the future we're going to do more exciting things. We're going to be rendering more things at once. We're going to be doing all that kind of stuff. We're going to be moving to bindeless, but I needed to have like a good foundation to start with. So this will be tested on Linux off stream, and yeah, we should progress with something fun. Yeah. Also, very cool squares. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks for being here, TT. Yeah. So I'm going to call it here. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.